I was watching this film the other day, and it happens often where you watch a film that you know is not very good. It's this film particularly was bad, actively bad, but within that film, and I could see that these lines were not very good, the characters were not developed well, and yet there were one or two actors who, within this almost theater play like exercise, was still completely believable. And it was such a disjointed thing because I can see that the lines that they were saying were not good, but yet somehow this particular actor, one or two of them, I completely believed within that. How does that happen? What is that actor doing correctly? How is he almost invisibly making you believe it still?
Yeah, I think so. There's this notion that loud acting is bad acting. Subtle actors are good actors, but there are a lot of subtle actors who are so gimmicky. They just know their box of tricks and they keep doing those subtle things, like one eye up and one cheek to the left, and they keep doing those things and it works. But it's very mechanical and they just consider it good. So for me, there is only one definition of good acting, which is their conviction, the actor's inner conviction. So any actor, regardless of how loud, how bizarre, how subtle, how slow, how fast the part, were they convinced that they are that person, and were they convinced in what they were saying, like emotionally and psychologically convinced. So it's just that whichever actor you're talking about, that actor found a way of believing in what he or she was doing in that particular film and for that particular part. They just found their believability. And the mistake that most actors make, and especially the ones who think that they are good, suddenly when they're put on a set like this where everybody's being hamming or being over, and then they immediately judge. That, oh, why am I doing this film? Where did I get stuck? Why am I doing this? And that judgment has brought your fall down. So you've just fallen flat on your face right from that moment. It's so important to not judge. And because good and bad is so subjective. What you may think is bad may be very good for someone. What you may think is good will be very boring or very abstract or very bad for someone. So it's very, very relative. As an actor, we should not think of anything as good and bad. If you're rigid on ye achhi acting hoti hai, if you're rigid in one corner of your circle, you won't be. Then an actor cannot do it. So I think what these couple of actors who you loved in the film, what they've achieved is conviction in that particular character within. Now externally they're clowning. That's what they're doing. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know what film, but my guess is that they're clowning and they're being really loud. But clowning is all about having that strong and inner conviction when you're being that loud outside. So very important to not judge as actors any part, any director, any film. It's very important, and a lot of people do. A lot of artists with superiority judge all the time, and artists have a lot of superiority. So it's important to not have that superiority. It's important to just be, and regardless what the film. Yeah, if you personally don't want to do something, don't do it. I mean, nobody's forcing you to do it. But if you're doing it, then don't judge. Then don't crib. Then don't say, oh, why am I doing this film? You chose to do this film for whatever reason, whether it was money, whether it was banner, whether it was whatever. You made that decision. Now make it count. Do the best possible that you can given the hostile circumstances as perceived by you. Just make the best of it. So these people are probably doing with utter conviction.